Kuala Lumpur Airport, having one last Malaysian meal before boarding our flight to Singapore, the final stop of this Southeast Asia series. We're flying Air Asia again, which is honestly one of the cheapest and easiest way to get there, especially if you grab their value pack with food and luggage included. You can go by bus for a more scenic route, but we've heard border crossings can take a while, so we played it safe and took to the skies. And if you haven't seen our previous video from Kuala Lumpur yet, make sure to check it out. Turns out a lot of you really enjoyed that one. Next up, Singapore.
We just landed at Changi Airport, which is easily one of the most famous airports in the world, and this is for a good reason. It feels less like an airport and more like a destination on its own. At the Jewel, you've got shops, restaurants, gardens, and even a massive indoor waterfall. Basically a mall wrapped around an airport. There's even a really cool playground on the top floor. So yeah, you could spend a full day here before even leaving. This time we are staying at a Holiday Inn in an area called Katong. It's not right in the city center, but once you see hotel prices in Singapore, this choice makes a lot more sense. Definitely it's not as grand as our stay in Hoi An, but it's a great base for exploring the city. And we really enjoyed staying in this hotel.
Now it's time to explore the city. We hopped on a bus and headed straight to Marina Bay, right into the heart of Singapore. Marina Bay is the heart of modern Singapore. Sleek, clean, and insanely impressive. And right at the center of it all sits Marina Bay Sands, one of the most iconic buildings in the world, completely shaping the city's skyline. Inside, there's a super fancy mall. And just like the outside, the architecture is completely unique. It feels more like a landmark than a shopping center and a hotel.
Another gem is Gardens by the Bay, sitting just outside Marina Bay Sands. It's a perfect place to explore at night when the lights come on and the whole area gets very animated. Gardens by the Bay feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie and perfectly shows how futuristic Singapore is. The massive super trees, modern design, and lush greenery all blend together in a way that's just mesmerizing. Every night there's a light and music show, usually every hour. The best way to enjoy it is to lie back, look up, and soak it all in. When we were there, the show was dedicated to Lilo and Stitch, which was really fun and added a playful touch to the spectacle.
Please do not lean against the train doors. Next station, Marina Bay.
We hopped on a double-decker bus to catch some nice city views. It's such a convenient way to get around. You just tap your card when you get on and off, so no need to buy separate tickets, which makes exploring the city way easier. We're now in Chinatown, one of Singapore's most popular neighborhoods. We stumbled upon a cute little cafe called September Coffee, and since it's my wife's birthday month, of course we had to stop and enjoy some refreshing drinks. Chinatown is full of color, history, and energy. Narrow streets packed with markets, temples, and little shops around every corner. It's a great reminder of how diverse Singapore really is. You've got Chinese, Malay, Indian, and all sorts of communities living side by side, each bringing their own food, culture and traditions to the city. Wandering through here, you really feel the mix of old and new, tradition and modernity, all in one vibrant neighborhood.
We stumbled upon a lively little food market, and it was packed with interesting options. One thing that immediately caught our eye, it was the steam buns with cute little faces on them. Of course, we couldn't resist and had to grab one and see how it is. Egg with sugar, custard, something. Too much egg, but it's sweet. Sweet and salty. Good.
Next up, we wanted to get a bird's eye view of the city, and CapitaSpring is one of the newest spots to do that. With herd entry was free, so of course we headed over, only to find out you actually need to book a few weeks in advance. Lesson learned, check ahead if you're coming soon. No worries though, you can also pay to go up. It cost us 10 Singapore dollars per person to reach floor 51, and it even comes with a free drink at the bar. Definitely worth it for the views.
Next up, we headed to the Merlion, probably Singapore's most iconic symbol. Half lion, half fish, it represents the city's origins as a fishing village and its name, Singapura, meaning Lion City. Singapore, hundreds of used Rolexes all in a row. I definitely lost my husband in this watch mania. He disappeared into a shiny, ticking mess.
We made our way to Far East Plaza to check out some watches. And of course, that meant exploring the Orchard Road area a bit. It's a really hip neighborhood with tons of fancy malls, street style, and cool shops. We even spotted a Shake Shack, and naturally, we had to stop. Gotta try it since we don't have it back in the Netherlands.
We actually met some friendly Singaporeans back in Hanoi, and they insisted we try Birds of Paradise ice cream while in the city. So of course, we had to oblige. Shout out to them, we loved it.
To wrap up the day, we headed to a hawker center. Basically a food court with tons of local vendors. Super popular with locals and tourists alike. I went for a mala hot pot, which was absolutely delicious and definitely packed with a punch of spice. Andrea had a bento with fish and chicken, which looked amazing and tasted just as good. Eating at the hawker is such a classic Singapore experience. Casual, tasty, and full of energy.
It's one of our last days on this Southeast Asia trip, and after so many days hopping between cities and countries, we are honestly exhausted. You could say we needed another vacation after this vacation. Singapore has so many amazing things to do, like Universal Studios or their world famous zoo, but we decided to take it slow today. We headed to the Singapore Botanic Gardens, one of the most famous gardens in the world, to relax, enjoy some greenery, and soak in the calm after all the city hustle.
The gardens are incredible. Wide paths, lush greenery, and little hidden corners that feel like a mini escape from the city. Walking here, it's impossible not to slow down, take a deep breath, and just soak in the calm. After weeks of traveling, hopping from one city to the next, this was a perfect chance to recharge before heading back to work. Moments like this remind you how important it is to take a step back, enjoy nature, and just be present, even in the middle of a bustling city like Singapore. And of course, right inside the Botanic Gardens, there's the Orchid Garden, the world's largest and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Entry is 15 Singapore dollars, and it's worth every cent. It's called the world's largest and UNESCO protected for a reason. There's even a VIP section, with orchids laid by world leaders. Some highlights we spotted: there's Princess Diana, Joe and Jill Biden, and of course, Mark Rutte. Naturally, an orange orchid had to represent him.
You could easily spend half a day just exploring these orchid gardens. There's even an indoor, temperature controlled section, perfect for preserving the rarest blooms. And wow, some of the orchids we saw were gigantic, bigger than us. It's insane how delicate and massive they can be at the same time.
It's our last day of the trip, and we've got a long journey back home ahead. Looking back, it's wild to think that we started this series in Hanoi, Vietnam. And now here we are, wrapping up Singapore. We've had so many incredible experiences, met amazing people, and had a lot of fun along the way. Before leaving, of course, we had to swing by Gardens by the Bay one last time. It's just too magical not to soak in a final time. But before leaving, we had to check out one of those conveyor belt sushi places. They're just too much fun to pass up. Back home in the Netherlands, I know there's one in Amsterdam, but we weren't sure about others. So naturally, when we see one, we have to try it. course, we couldn't leave Singapore without one last ice cream at Birds of Paradise. A sweet, perfect end to an amazing trip.
We are now back at Changi, marking the official end of our trip, but of course there was one more surprise. We got to fly Emirates on the A380 for the first time, and it was a special livery, all in blue, which made it even cooler. Needless to say, my husband was over the moon. He's a bit obsessed with planes, so this was the perfect end for the trip.
So that's it. Thanks everyone for watching our journey. We've had an absolute blast, and Singapore was the perfect ending to our Southeast Asia trip. Next up, we've got some really exciting videos coming soon, including a winter destination. So make sure to subscribe and tune in. See ya!